Okay, as we specifically look at the machine, for the uneducated, it probably looks a little bit like a soft serve machine. We have two hoppers at the top here, and you'll find that frozen custard equipment will always be gravity fed, the dedicated frozen custard equipment. So we have two refrigerated hoppers, and in this line, the M202, we only make a 2-barrel machine. In the CC version, which is a deeper barrel version, we actually make a 2-barrel, 3-barrel, and a 4-barrel. So in most custard equipment, you'll have a hopper where you put your mix. It's a refrigerated hopper. And then we have a flow control valve that actually regulates the mix that drops from the hopper down into the barrel. And that mix flows through a very small opening here, which the customer actually has some form of regulation on. So with a very slow running product through the barrel and not a lot of air introduced to the product, this is why we get a low overrun or low air product. So looking at the machine on a control standpoint, each barrel runs independently of each other. So this barrel has its own refrigeration system, its own electrical system, its own motor, as does this one. So for the operator, if something ever happens with one barrel, the other one runs independently. The only shared piece of componentry on some of these units is the larger CC units have a shared hopper compressor that has a separate switch where you would turn the hopper refrigeration on for all of those compartments or barrels. But for this smaller machine, the M202, everything primarily has its own separate operating system. So each barrel has its own on-off, and then you very simply, for the operator, has a push-to-freeze button and a purge and clean button. So after we've run sanitizer through the process, we put our mix in the top, and much like some of the other IntelliTech One units that are on the market here, we would purge the product or the sanitizer that's out of the barrel, and then we would hit push to freeze. When push to freeze happens, the beater will turn off or the auger will turn off, and then you'll get a series of indicator bars going from left to right. When they go all the way to the right, the beater will turn on automatically, and that's when the operator can start to regulate the flow of mix from the hopper through the barrel down into the waiting dipping cabinet. Now, generally speaking, as a rule, most of the vanillas and chocolates of the world will run at this 4 o'clock mark here. Although, depending on what flavor or extract or paste you put into the mix, that can change the freeze point of that mix. And so the operator has control to open up this flow a little bit more or to back it off a little bit more, primarily to maintain a good consistency rather than give speed out of the machine. The operator, if they open up this flow control a little more, will get more product, but it won't have that nice firm consistency. So what we find as a general rule is that if the product's coming out and it's too soft and soupy, it means the product is moving through the barrel too quickly, and we would back the flow off a little bit. If the product is coming out too hard, almost like a diving board and sticks straight out, it means that it's taking too long to freeze in the barrel, and then we open up that flow a little bit as well. So the machine is very specific to a frozen custard product, which again, about 10 to 12% fat, little egg yolk, low air.